Toward the very end of the age of dinosaurs, as the Cretaceous world approached its final chapter, vast river systems cut through warm, forested landscapes. Seasonal floods reshaped the land, feeding lush vegetation and sustaining immense herds of plant-eating giants. Among them moved one of the most successful dinosaurs ever to walk the earth. This was Edmontosaurus. Unlike the horned titans or towering long necks that dominate popular imagination, Edmontosaurus was built for endurance. Its body was long and muscular, supported by strong hind limbs capable of sustained travel. A stiffened tail balanced its movement, while its forelimbs allowed it to shift between two- and four-legged locomotion with ease. This flexibility alone hints at why it thrived where others failed. The skull of Edmontosaurus was a marvel of evolutionary engineering. Its broad, flattened snout formed a beak capable of stripping leaves, twigs, and soft plant material with efficiency. Behind this beak lay one of the most complex chewing systems ever evolved by a dinosaur. Hundreds of tightly packed teeth formed dental batteries that continuously replaced themselves, grinding vegetation into digestible pulp. This was not a passive grazer. It was an active processor of plant life, capable of extracting nutrients from tough, fibrous material that many other herbivores could not fully exploit. In a competitive ecosystem, this ability mattered. Edmontosaurus lived across an enormous range. Fossils have been found from Alaska to the southern reaches of ancient North America, revealing a dinosaur comfortable with variation. It endured seasonal cold, shifting vegetation, and long migrations along river corridors. Few dinosaurs demonstrate such ecological flexibility. Evidence suggests Edmontosaurus lived in large herds, sometimes numbering in the hundreds. These groups were not random gatherings. They were structured communities that offered protection, shared information, and improved survival odds. In a world dominated by predators like Tyrannosaurus rex, numbers mattered. Within the herd, communication was likely constant. While Edmontosaurus lacked the dramatic crests of some relatives, subtle visual signals, body posture, and low-frequency sounds may have coordinated movement and warned of danger. Trackways preserved in ancient mud reveal parallel paths, suggesting synchronized travel across open landscapes. Juveniles benefited most from this social structure. Small, vulnerable individuals remained within the safety of the group, learning feeding routes and seasonal patterns from older members. Growth was rapid, a necessary defense against predation. Survival depended not on confrontation, but on awareness and cohesion. Edmontosaurus shared its environment with some of the most formidable predators the planet has ever known. Yet it was rarely helpless. Size alone discouraged smaller hunters. Speed and stamina allowed escape. And above all, the herd acted as a living shield. What truly sets Edmontosaurus apart is timing. It lived at the very edge of extinction. Fossil evidence places it among the last non-avian dinosaurs to exist, persisting until moments before the asteroid impact that ended the Cretaceous period. This was no accident. Edmontosaurus was not specialized to a narrow niche. It did not depend on a single plant, climate, or behavior. It was adaptable, resilient, and conservative in its design, traits that allowed it to persist while others disappeared. As environments fluctuated, Edmontosaurus adjusted. As forests shifted, it migrated. As resources declined, it endured. It was not flashy, it was effective. In the closing chapters of the dinosaur era, effectiveness was everything. As the late Cretaceous drew closer to its end, the world around Edmontosaurus became increasingly unstable. Climate patterns shifted, sea levels rose and fell, forests advanced and retreated along vast floodplains. Yet through all this change, Edmontosaurus remained, a constant presence in a world approaching collapse. Predators evolved alongside it. Tyrannosaurus rex, the apex hunter of its time, shared the same landscapes. Bite marks preserved in Edmontosaurus fossils tell a complex story. Some individuals survived attacks, carrying healed wounds as evidence of narrow escapes. Others did not. This was not a one-sided relationship of dominance, but a dynamic balance between hunter and herd. Edmontosaurus was not defenseless. Its size alone made it a challenging target. Its awareness, honed through herd living, reduced the element of surprise. When danger appeared, the herd moved as one, adults forming barriers, juveniles kept at the center, the group flowing away from threat rather than confronting it. This strategy worked. Edmontosaurus populations flourished while many other dinosaur groups declined. Its success reshaped the ecosystem. As a primary consumer, it controlled vegetation growth, opened forest canopies, and influenced plant diversity across entire regions. Where Edmontosaurus traveled, landscapes followed. Its dung enriched soils. Its feeding paths created corridors used by smaller animals. Even predators depended on its abundance. In this way, Edmontosaurus was not merely surviving, it was structuring life around it. Then came the end. The asteroid impact did not target Edmontosaurus specifically. It targeted the planet. Firestorms, shockwaves, and darkness swept across the globe. Photosynthesis collapsed. Food chains unraveled. Even the most adaptable dinosaurs could not withstand the sudden loss of primary productivity. Edmontosaurus, for all its resilience, faced an impossible challenge. Herds that once migrated across green floodplains found only ash and cold. Juveniles starved first. Adults followed. Within a geologically brief moment, a lineage that had endured millions of years disappeared. But extinction does not erase influence. Edmontosaurus represents a pinnacle of dinosaur herbivore evolution, not because it was the largest or most dramatic, but because it worked. Its body was efficient. Its behavior was intelligent. Its social structure was effective. It was evolution refined, not exaggerated. In studying Edmontosaurus, paleontologists gain insight into how success is built over time. Not through extremes, but through balance. Not through domination, but through adaptability. It reminds us that survival is often the result of restraint rather than excess. When we imagine the age of dinosaurs, it is easy to focus on beginnings and endings. But most of that era was lived in the middle, stable, functional, and quietly productive. Edmontosaurus lived there. It thrived there. It walked the land without spectacle. It fed without waste. It endured without conquest. And when the world finally changed beyond recognition, it vanished not in failure, but in completion. The story of Edmontosaurus is not a tragedy. It is a record of success measured across time. A reminder that evolution does not reward drama. It rewards fit. Long after the herds fell silent, the landscapes they shaped continued to evolve. Mammals rose, birds took flight, forests returned, and beneath it all lies the imprint of those who once passed through, steady, patient, and enduring. Edmontosaurus did not rule the world. It sustained it.